3 a.m. files.
Hello there. Tonight, we're stepping into a story about a game that should never have been played. But before we begin, dim the lights, put on your headphones, and let the shadows creep a little closer. If you value the work I put into these tales, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling me what time it is right now, where you are, and where you're tuning in from. Now, let's begin. It was supposed to be a casual night in. 4 friends, Emily, Jason, Mia, and Tyler, had gathered at Emily's house. The rain tapped against the windows, thunder rolled in the distance. Power flickered once or twice, but the candles they'd lit gave the room a warm, false sense of safety. Jason had brought something from his attic, an old wooden Ouija board. Its letters were faded, its edges burned black as if it had once been scorched. He laughed it off, calling it a relic of the 80s. Mia rolled her eyes, but agreed to play. They all placed their fingers on the planchette. Just a game, right? At first, the questions were harmless. Who will be the first to get married? The planchette drifted to M. They all laughed, pointing at Mia. What job will Tyler have in the future? It spelled D-E-A-D. Everyone went silent. Then Tyler chuckled awkwardly, assuming Jason was pushing it. But then Emily asked, "What was the name of my first pet?" Her first pet had died when she was 6. She never told any of them. The planchette spelled it out perfectly, letter by letter, B-E-L-L-A. Her face went pale. No one admitted to moving it. Emily whispered, "Okay, let's say goodbye." They tried. They pushed the planchette toward the corner of the board, but it wouldn't move. Instead, it circled the board rapidly, before sliding to spell one word. S-T-A-Y. Stay. The lights above them flickered, the shadows in the corners deepened. The air turned icy cold. Then came the sound. 3 slow knocks at the front door. Jason swallowed hard and went to check. The hallway was empty. When he came back, the board was waiting, planchette resting dead center. Tyler's phone buzzed. Unknown number. He answered it. Static. Then a whisper. "Stay." He froze, staring at the others. At the same moment, Mia's candle blew out on its own, smoke twisting into a shadow that lingered by the wall. Emily gasped. "Did you see that?" Jason turned and saw a figure crouching in the corner, dark, hunched, watching. When the lightning flashed, it was gone. That was enough. They shoved the board aside and ran. They left the candles burning, the board on the floor, the planchette still resting on top. The next day, they tried to laugh it off. But each of them carried something home. Emily woke with scratches across her arm. 3 jagged lines spelling the same word. S-T-A-Y. Mia couldn't sleep. Each night she swore she heard nails scratching inside the walls of her room. Jason kept seeing the planchette on his desk. Even though he had left it at Emily's house, he'd blink, and it would vanish. Tyler was the worst. His phone rang every night at 3 a.m. Same number, same whisper. Stay. Finally, they regrouped, terrified, exhausted. They searched online, desperate for answers. They found one, burned the board. So they dragged it to Emily's backyard and set it in a fire pit. They poured gasoline, struck a match, and stepped back. The flames roared higher than they should have, bright green and unnatural. And then they heard it. A shriek. Not from the wood, but from inside it. A voice tearing itself free. When the fire died, they stared at the ashes. The ground beneath was charred, one word, burned deep into the soil. Stay. They thought it was over. It wasn't. That night, each one dreamed the same dream, sitting at a table in the dark, hands frozen to a Ouija planchette, the board invisible, yet moving beneath their fingers. Letter by letter, words carved themselves into their minds. Threats, secrets, fears, and always that same command, stay. And when they woke, The sound of scratching, of whispers, of faint knocks at their doors never stopped. Because the game hadn't ended, it had just changed players. If you made it this far, you've already played a part in their story. Tell me in the comments, would you ever dare touch a Ouija board, or do you already have your own story to share? I can bring you 2-hour and even longer compilations of horror stories, but since this channel is still new, I'd love to hear your ideas. What kind of stories do you want me to tell? Here on 3 AM Files, I promise you something different. Not the same recycled tales you've heard 100 times before, but stories you've never heard of, chilling, unique, and unforgettable. So like this video, subscribe to my channel, and remember, the next time you hear 3 knocks at your door in the middle of the night, don't open it.